thinking about maybe doing a pregnancy test because of all this. Oh look, my child is fighting somebody who died 1,000 years
Well, he
ago.
keeps triumphing, piloting wife, so...
I mean, it's possible. I should
Let the
probably
boy
try.
watch, like I learned from my father and his father.
What? No, shh. Right, so, Cora, with your boys, as I mentioned before, they have been pushing in, and essentially they are doing very well. They're thinking about... They've already basically took over capital, and they're thinking about moving into the other cities by this point.
Sounds good. How are they doing on their startup businesses? Everything going smoothly?
Oh, the gang leader, he's already running his own little bakery. You can go there and he's cooking up a storm.
Oh,
he's
nice.
doing little pizzas, he's doing like rolls and everything. People are coming to him like for homemade stuff all the time.
Excellent.
The only problem you can see there is he's practically almost forgetting that he's even in the gang. Like he's in a buffies. He's just having so much fun. Essentially the others are just going, let him be with...
He's that one guy from Tangle.
Yeah.
I always
like-
wanted to be a baker.
Exactly. It's like, but the other guys are just like, we'll just launder money through him and just let him do what he wants.
You know what? That's fine. That's totally fine. As long as he makes the meanest fucking pastries on the planet and we just use his shop for laundering money, that's good enough for me.
You're a kind boss. You get points from that from your boys.
Right, so hopefully their other businesses are running smoothly as well. And yeah, I want to contact the soup guy, see if he's interested in opening up a quality soup store on Corellia as well, because we can never have enough quality soup around here.
Hey, who this?
Your best customer, hey! How's it going?
Who this? I see. It is good to hear from you again.
Yes,
Would
it's
you
good
like
to
get
see you,
a
friend.
job?
How's
I
the
got many
soup business
punks
going?
Oh, you know, lots of punks who need their soup money collected.
Yes, yes. Well, I don't know if you've heard, but there's been, shall we say, a little slight change of management on Corellia, and it just so happens that there's no quality soup around here. It's a tragedy, really. You interested in expanding your soup business elsewhere as well?
The exchange doesn't like my kind of soup, you see. I can't really do anything.
What's the exchange, by the way, Ash? What's he talking about?
The hot cartel? The exchange?
It's a huge cartel. It's like a third of the galaxy.
Wait,
Yeah.
do they have a finger in Corellia as well?
Yeah,
I told you
They have a
before,
finger in
they were-
every pie.
We work for them at
Yeah.
Experta.
No, remember, I told you they did, but then you kicked the guy who owned Corellia.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was wondering, because you said that the HUD that was controlling the stuff basically fucked off and were muscling in on his stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so basically I'm gonna go, oh, don't worry. Let's just say that problem has been taken care of, and I'm currently the one muscling in around here. And as I said, my boys are kind of starving for some quality soup, if you catch my drift.
I see. I will think on this, maybe. Would you like to roll charm to see if you can speed along his decision?
Sure. I
Conga
thought it
line.
would be negotiation, but charm works too.
Well, it's just getting him his feet in. Negotiations for business deals.
Ah, gotcha, of
if
course.
you were...
What?
Okay.
No, not okay. There we
Oh,
go.
yeah, you're gonna... Oh, okay.
There we go. That's how it's done.
So what do you say to him?
Well, I'm basically gonna describe to him that since the HUD's out of the picture and we're looking for some people we can trust that can supply us with some good things, and we're pretty much like 80% of the crime right now, like I'm gonna give him monopoly over the business here, but I want him to make sure that he gives us the best deals. I'm expecting also a small cut from all the profit that he makes on the planet, and in exchange my boys are gonna provide security and transport left and right for him. Well, I'm basically opening up a lot of jobs around here for my boys.
Now, you know the exchange has a 40% cut of his deal on Ashadar. What percentage are you offering?
I am going to offer him a 20% in half, but I want him to make sure that everybody that's associated with me is gonna get a nice little discount from all purchases they make off of him.
I tell you what, you push good deal. I will accept this deal. I
Excellent.
will move to Corellia straight away. I'm sure no one will miss me here. I will make sure that others collect my soup debts before I come.
Excellent. We'll be looking forward to enjoying your tasty brand of soup, my friend, for the years to come.
You are not that little girl that came to my stand before. You're in the big leagues now. Be careful you do not fall.
Well then, I just hope that your excellent soup is gonna give me the pick-me-up I need to keep going.
He gives a laugh before the hollows turn off, essentially.
There
he
we
hangs
go.
up. Dude.
Well, since we're visiting Eugen, I'm gonna load us up on water, you know, ration packs, and also
nice.
those pack animals, you know, those herd animals I know he loves.
You're gonna bring
Them and some fodder for him, because
Okay,
he
fair
likes
enough.
to be self-sufficient and he's got a lot of money and he appreciates the supply drop while we're there.
Okay, that's nice. By the way, are you sending for droids?
I'm leaving that to Tiza.
Actually,
It's her decision, basically.
well, this is still gonna hit Jack up about possibly a possible contacts for like people who might be interested in buying 10 droids.
Those are decent combat models. If we spent an extra day, we could probably offload them to the ship houses.
Adam?
Yeah?
For reference, compared to actual combat models, the crap. You're saying?
I thought
Like
they were
the
decent.
top of the line stuff, they're worth like 10 grand a piece.
Yeah, these are just they're worth under the.
These are
bottom
more
line
like
model.
you swarm your enemy with it. Like they're not really
Yeah.
good. They're just many and cheap.
Oh,
He didn't
in
even
which
use his best droids on you. He just swarmed you with cheap shit.
case- in which case, I will modify my response. Give me half a day. We can probably hit up some of the shop fronts. They like having some droids just in case the toughs need looking at. Shouldn't be too hard to get rid of.
Very well.
Actually, while I'm there, we need to load up on basic supply. I reel off a sort of very mundane list of things to buy. You can help me.
That I can do. I take it your talk with your grandfather was productive.
Yeah. There's turns out there was a lot I didn't know.
Yes, I would imagine.
Oh, so how for force could be used in sex?
Kick.
Can we negotiate that price?
They're
Ash?
bare bones basic models. You can't negotiate.
Okay.
But you can't. But his bonus does
I was about to
apply
say,
to it.
I'm not going to say can I negotiate, but 10% more because I'm me?
Wait, isn't that your bonus? Isn't it?
Yeah.
That you get from your. Yeah, that applies. Yeah.
Basically, any deal I make, we just get more out of it. I'm able to finagle them as we're doing the final shake hands on the price.
If you can increase that, that'd be great.
Yeah. Don't worry. He gets 10 extra % on it.
Okay.
Still a pretty decent payday for
Yeah, 27.
beating a dude up and stealing his shit.
27.50, and I will make a note of that, and I'll spread it out later when I've got time.
Oh, your mother does also come up to you and say, "Oh, if I left you this," and hand you the $2 grand that you got for the scavenging this week.
Okay.
Now, excuse me, I'm just gonna go and take a bath.
Oh wait! There's a calamari in there!
Top of
No,
the
he's
cakes.
in a sauna.
I know.
By the way, she's running off. It's like, "Honey, it's bath time." Jack cuts that out of his life.
Honey, it's bath time. Jack is scarred permanently.
And then I turn around the corner and get fucking pounced myself, apparently.
You turn the corner and go, "Oh God!" It's like, is everybody talking about sex? And suddenly, Astrid just pins you to the floor. Ah!
Cora just clicks her tongue and shakes her.
Stop firing blanks!
Cora just shakes her head and clicks her tongue. Ah, degenerates everywhere. God damn it.
Astrid just tackles you, and she's just looking at you with puppy dog eyes.
Ash, I found the hammer. And as is tradition, roll a drop.
Please don't do this.
God damn it.
Don't get into this again.
No,
Why are you doing this?
no more.
Just,
No more.
just
You're
roll
like
piloting
Jack
wife,
Bill.
get it
Yeah.
done.
Role piloting wife.
Jesus.
Right, so actually, in a serious note, I suggest that you, after you get your supplies and the money, you're going to be taking off towards Scylla, yeah?
Yep,
Yeah.
let's make some progress.
And as is usual, Pizza gets to plant the astronavigation. Astrid is in charge of the cargo bay. I told you it happens every time. I stow make sure everything's set up, and I'll let Eugen know that we're on our way over to him because we've got stuff we need to talk about, and also we're going to be bringing over a supply run. I know he's not quite finished from the last one we left him, but early's better than late.
Fair enough. He's got to be welcoming you. He says, I expected you to come.
Wait, how? I thought you didn't get any radio out there.
We lost boys.
He lost voice.
You just
Point
really
in
like
astronaut.
following proper navigation channels.
The game
and
of
then
fails
never got where
today.
you were.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna use a light side point because like that is fucking unacceptable.
Ah.
Jesus.
We
Okay,
lost
there we go.
boys.
So what did you say, Jack?
I was just commenting
I
on
was
the
about to say,
unfortunate
I
roll.
was wondering how he
I
knew
mean-
that. I thought he didn't get radio out there.
yeah,
I keep
after
an old It's like I keep an old hologram for my friends to contact me.
How old?
Besides, how are you contacting me now? God, young people can't even pay attention.
Wait, is Jack calling him from the cockpit?
Yeah.
There's an actual holocom inside the cockpit.
Yeah.
Keck. Like from the navigation seat, there comes a voice from Caesar. I suppose me might have something to do with him expecting us.
Who's that?
We'll explain when we get there.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Oh, yep. Oh,
Click.
bring me some of those. It's basically, damn it.
It was a bad time to add on attack on sentence, I'll tell him that. Kains just hears the knock,
Oh,
knock,
shit.
knock, 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 and you don't answer.
Okay.
Knock,
As you
knock,
come in,
knock,
he's
knock,
sat
knock.
naked in a sauna. In a swimming pool. In a small, whatever the fuck it is, hot tub, that's it.
You can see
know.
his amazingly chiseled abs all wet.
Yeah.
Am I right to come in?
Yes, Captain.
It occurs to me that you've not been there before and no one's told you, but the planet we're setting forwards is a death world.
I see. Are there any credits in this actual mission?
Should be a few. We're supplying an old friend. He's quite well off, although nothing nearly as exciting as our last mission.
I don't think anything can top that planet we just came from. So
No. Although I don't want to push my luck. Anyway, I thought I'd pop in just to warn you, it's the entire planet's a baking desert. Except when you're in the shade.
His face falls a bit.
Do you have
No,
anything
he-
for that? Or...
He nods. I've got some equipment.
Okay. Nice pour, by the way.
Yeah, it's like, it's ostentatious decoration in here. It's got fucking tapestries,
Yeah, I
ornaments.
know, you've made it like some sort of tribal hut with a...
Yeah.
I realised, in character, I've not been in there yet.
Yeah, yeah, you just realised what he's done to the room.
You just, I was tempted to say that or nice dick as a joke and then leaving.
If
Whistling
you said
down the
nice
corridor.
dick, I guarantee you Astrid would have heard that.
Nice dick, whistling down the corridor, laughing to himself.
Free!
Is, are you looking for anything? Jack says, noticing you've gone on a loop of the ship in a circle.
Not particularly. Actually, Jack, do you have some spare time?
I was just about to ask you the same thing.
Oh? Might I ask why?
And I start heading off to the luxury penthouse 5-star suite that is the room.
Okay.
Because I spare no expense on myself.
Check.
When we get in there, I'll go. What did you want to talk to me about first?
Well, since you have now realized, and I assume also accepted, that you're force sensitive, I was wondering if you wish to take some first trying steps in learning about the force and trying to control it.
Wow, there really are a lot of coincidences here today. I opened my shirt and blew out the necklace with the Kyber crystal on the end of it. So my granddad gave me this. Apparently it used to belong to my grandmother.
Yes, I know. I sensed it already.
Wait, when?
Well, I did sense it on you when you brought it with you from Corellia. But I have sensed it once before. I was in your grandfather's shop.
Very suspicious eyes.
You forget, Jack. I don't have eyes, instead see through the force, so something like that I can see. It's like looking at a light, I suppose. The same way you would see the light of a candle, I can see things that are connected to the force.
Wait, so why didn't you tell me then?
It wasn't my secret to tell. You needed to discover the answers on your own.
Fucking
Now
Jedi.
you have, and the time is right.
Anyway. It's just the comment of fucking Jedi. Anyway, I was hoping you could help me with this.
With the crystal?
Well, you've been building yours for the past few months now. Seems like a good coincidence to bump into someone who knows how to build them from scratch.
So
Which
you
is
want
Jack's
to go
way of trying
through?
to charm you.
So you want to go through the same type of build process as me?
Is there others?
Well, the most common way is, well, you've. No, wait. Actually, did Jack meet? What's his fucking name? God, I can never remember his name. The droid.
You mean the master that created the
Huyang.
lightsabers?
Yeah, Huyang. Did Jack actually meet Huyang? I don't remember.
I met him, but I had absolutely
Alright.
no interest in him.
Well, you've met Huyang.
But you mean that thing we scavenged up on? Yeah, what about him?
Well, for centuries he has been guiding young Jedi in the construction of the lightsabers. He travels the galaxy collecting various materials. Then the Padawan, the youngling, before they become Padawan, travels to a place, for example, Ilum, to find their crystal. Then they, with his guidance, construct a lightsaber. Others, like me, choose to construct the saber from components we find in various places that call to us somehow.
That's why I asked you, Tizza. Look, I might accept that maybe I'm force sensitive now, but that doesn't mean I'm going to become one of you pajama wearing. Well, probably shouldn't say that. No, she would have slapped the shit out of me. Either way,
You're assuming that
I'm not
all
going to be a
force.
Jedi.
Oh, are you going to become Sith then?
No. I'm just me.
Good answer.
Will you help?
Although, do you remember that conversation we had when I
When I actually, Sam didn't
Yeah,
tell
no.
me much about it. He was pretty quiet like that.
Shut up. Do you remember the conversation we had when I asked you to be aware of your own emotions?
You've been trying to nudge me into this for a while, haven't you?
In a manner of speaking. More importantly, I want you to be aware of them, because if you're not, they can, and then end up overwhelming you, you will fall. And that is undesirable.
So you'll help.
Naturally. Shall we perhaps start with something small? You cut out?
I said shoot.
Oh. And essentially she's going to go through the whole sitting Jack down on his knees and tell him to close his eyes and, you know, reach out with his feelings. And try to sense her where she is in the room. And she's like, you know, going to quietly just be somewhere.
And not really getting, well, any clue of how to use the Force. Jack's just gonna use the normal way you'd sense someone moving about in a room by trying to listen real hard.
As Jack is like slightly moving his head, I assuming, while listening, Caesar just sighs. Not with your ears, with your emotions, your feelings. You must have had instances before where you suddenly sense that someone is looking at you, or sense the presence of someone you cannot see.
Not really on planet, but base sometimes. My instructor said that just means I had the ship feeling.
I suppose they would. Try to find that feeling again, and hold on to it.
And then Jack's gonna close his eyes and try and genuinely find you. White I do, black I don't.
Kick. It would appear you did not roll black.
Turns out when people are actively guiding me, I'm less evil. Who would have guessed it?
Such less evilness is coming from you, Jack. You feel at peace.
No, must be a scumbag. Quickly, deal
He
drugs
feels
to
at
people.
So,
peace.
does Jack in any way indicate that he knows where Caesar is?
Eventually, after a while, he just calmly points directly at your face.
Caesar smiles. Very good. That was quick. Then I suppose you've been attuned by the Force for a while, although you did not know it.
For that time, it wasn't just skill.
Actually, I should probably say now. Jack pulls out the training balls from his pocket and goes, I stole these when we were at Manacor 5.
Ah, I suppose these might come in handy, although they're mostly for teaching the basics. But yes, they make for good practice. Especially for... And Caesar's... fuck, I was gonna roll for it. I'm just gonna say that narratively she succeeds. Caesar just lifts one hand and like one of the balls flows into the air. For practicing things like this.
By the way, you guys would know that Cora took the box if you guys wanted.
No, I didn't want the box, otherwise that wouldn't have been on the pedestal as well.
Take. I mean, I'm sure we'll get to that in time.
Right, if it's an item that's like below a big bulky pistol, just assume it's in Jack's coat at all times.
Also, don't misunderstand, Jack. This doesn't mean that you're not a skilled pilot. It just means you have an edge over other pilots in terms of reaction.
Jack just shrugs.
I'm assuming you have, at times, had a feeling that you know what your opponent is going to do next in a dogfight.
Well, I wouldn't have graduated top of my class if I did.
Part of that is simply intuition, but part of it is also the Force showing you glimpses of the future.
That thing you do.
Well, what I do stretches a little bit more than that, although I must confess that I'm by no means an expert in this area. There are others far stronger with better control. I should
Wait.
also point out that
Sorry,
specifically...
One sec, Jack looks distractedly and puts up a hand and up to his ear. Wait, where? How did that get on?
Captain, I'm practicing in the hangar bay. There's some sort of stowaway in here.
Because apparently some kid crept on the ship on Corellia.
Give me just a second. I was gonna check something.
I thought that would be an appropriate narrative time since you buzzed me. Jack,
Okay,
just,
fair enough.
Giles, don't worry.
Titia smiles. Well then, Jack, why don't you try looking for them with your feelings?
This all came together perfectly.
You know what? Because Jack's in a receptive mood right now, he's actually gonna try.
And just for the heck of it, I'm actually gonna do it too. Because I do have a power that can do it. And I fail!
Don't exist! Of course you failed, they're not real!
Well, fuck it. I'm gonna flip light side point, take the strain, and take some conflict, because no.
I, however, just fail normally.
You just sense that there's only the crew on the ship. What do you mean? What like, stowaway?
I sort of turn after a while to Tizzer and go, I can't sense anything. This is frustrating.
Wait. See. Ash, I do not. So I do not sense a let's see, living being.
No.
At all. Okay.
You only sense for crew.
Odd. I don't sense anything.
Wait, you can't either?
I can sense the entirety of the crew, but I cannot sense the stowaway.
Kains, Tizzer's getting nothing, are you sure?
You can hear the rattling of like a vent. It's like, there's some sort of voice coming from the vents.
Whereabouts?
I'm in hangar bay B.
They're
I've got
coming
this.
from all of the vents.
Jack hits a side panel and crawls into the vents himself. He knows this ship like a glove.
So eventually, I'm just going to say to skip the rolls to search that you see Astrid making the funny voice and
Okay, in
above
my
Kai.
mind, it was going to be like, I bumped into Astrid in the vents and I'm being like, is anyone near your end?
No, don't see anybody. You just see her covering a few tubes with her hand.
Kains, can you still hear him?
Captain, now I can hear you for his captain.
No, she's covering the tubes.
That doesn't help.
Covering the
There's too
Quickly!
many.
Punishment sex in the vents!
As
Next to the
as
fucking
Kain
tubes.
says,
No.
wait. As Kain says, now I can hear you. Astrid's, no, I don't hear anything. Just morphs into a shit-eating grin and just a finger to her lips.
Jack suppresses like a deep laughter, does a finger to his lips as well. You see him crawl over and suddenly Kain, rattling below your feet and the sound of like a little screeching rat-like animal.
He's just like leaps 10, it's like leaps 2 foot in the air.
Oh my god.
By the way,
just
when
like,
they said there's an intruder, did he just contact Jack or the entire crew channel know?
Just PM'd Jack.
Ah, okay.
He's just like, once he realizes what's happening, he sort of just kicks a crate in a frustrated sigh and walks out of the hangar.
Alright, as the trolling of the Doctor begins, eventually...
The last thing you hear through the vents is Astrid saying, "Best prankster ever!"
I
No.
was trying to trade with my false pike.
I believe this is when you shall arrive above the place of Seawell, and where our session will end for today.
Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex!